I said I wouldn't do it. You guys have been telling me to do it. I said I wouldn't do it. You guys have been telling me to. I said I wouldn't. But here we are. Yesterday I went and picked up something to add to the second gen over here, and if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you will know that the past year I've been doing a whole version 2 rebuild trying to make the best mid-travel second gen Tacoma. And I've been piecing it together. It's been a while because some things will need repairs and it'll kind of push back the project, and other things I've just been dragging ass on. So it's almost done. There are a few more things to do, but there's one thing that everybody's been telling me to do that I said I would not do, and that is put 35s on the truck. Right now she is sitting pretty on some 16-inch methods with 33-inch tires, and it works perfect right now. And there's a reason why I kept telling you guys I didn't want to switch to 35s, and we'll go over that, I guess, while we're doing the install. But first, two different things. One, I want to show you guys the wheels and tires we got because they're sitting over there in the garage. And two, I want to remind you guys to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you like off-road content, because it's the middle of the desert season, baby. We've got a lot of off-roading videos to come. But okay, let's go ahead and check the wheels that are behind this garage. Woo! Look at what we got here, boys. We got the schmeat, baby. Look at, we got the meats. Just call me Arby's from now on. Call me Arby's because we got the meat. So what we got here are some Toyo open country mud terrains in a 35. They're like 34 and some change, but pretty close to a 35. And we got some machined methods in a 17-inch, not a 16-inch, which is a little bit of a switch up. If you guys know me, you know that I'm not a fan of 17s on the Tacoma because they just look a little too big for a mid-sized truck that's not long travel and it's on, you know, the setup it's on. But this is gonna lead us into our conversation of why I didn't want to go to 35s, why I don't like 17s, and all this fun stuff. So let's go ahead and start the install. We'll go ahead and talk about why I didn't want to switch to 35s, talk about my distaste for 17s, and why I ended up with 35s on 17s. So let me go ahead and start off by saying there's absolutely nothing wrong with 17-inch wheels on a Tacoma, and there's nothing wrong with 35s on a Tacoma. The main reason I don't want to run a 17-inch wheel on this truck is because with a 33 on a 17, I think it's just too much rim, not enough tire. It just looks kind of, I don't know what it looks like. I think it just looks better with a meatier setup than a thinner tire. So that's why I never wanted to go up to the 17s, even though that's sort of becoming like the standard size now. Yeah, I just like the look of a 16 with a 33 on it versus a 17 with a 33 on it. So nothing wrong with a 17 if you're running, say, a 35 or larger. If you're getting a meatier tire, then yeah, you can move up to a 17. And 17s also allow you to run a bigger brake setup. So I wouldn't be able to run a bigger brake setup than what I have now on the 16s anyways. And if you're wondering, Dime, did you buy an impact for this exact install? Yes, I did. I mean, dude, there's so many things I've been doing lately where I'm like, I'm sick and tired of wrenching all of these off, lug nuts to be specific. And I feel bad asking Gian or other friends for their impacts all the time. So I went and picked one up this morning just for this video. And before you guys hose me for being a Harbor Freight impact, Dime's still working on a budget here, okay? And the way you can help me fix that budget problem, just subscribe to the YouTube channel, you know, so this budget can hopefully get a little bit bigger to where I'm not using Harbor Freight stuff. Okay, I talked about why I run the setup I run now and why I didn't want to switch to 17s, and I think I'll save why I didn't want to go to 35s once we have them on already. So I think I'm gonna get cracking on this, go ahead and swap the new wheels and tires on, and then we will talk about why I didn't want to run the 35s while I'm running 35s. All right. And let it be known that I would much rather have a Badlands off-road jack so I don't have to stack 4 pieces of wood to get my truck all the way drooped out, but you know, we're balling on a budget here. can't show you that yet. Alright, so now that we have all of them off and most of all the new ones put on, let's go ahead and look at them side by side. So obviously you can see that there's a difference, 33 versus 35. Got a whole 2 more inches going there. But like I was explaining before, if you do a 17-inch wheel on a 35-inch tire, it's just going to look like too much wheel, not enough tire. I do like the meaty look of having an inch smaller wheel so I can have more meat on it. But also, like I pointed out, if you're stepping up in tire size, I think it's okay to go up a size in wheel. As you see, they kind of look comparable in terms of tire to wheel ratio. If you're doing a 33 on a 16 versus a 35 on a 17, that doesn't look like too big of a wheel. It looks like a good proportion. But if we had that wheel with that tire, it's just not going to look right, guys. So yeah, you can definitely see the difference there. I don't know about width. I never really thought about the width. Yeah, it's a little bit wider. You can see a little bit wider of a track here. And I think that's one of the problems with the 16-inch wheel, and maybe another reason why people are leaning towards 17s more as the standard, is it's harder to find a wider pattern on a 16-inch wheel tire spec as it is a 17. That's one of the downsides to the wheels I run. Every time I get a pair of tires, I just think they look way too skinny, honestly. So it's cool that we get to see wider tires, larger diameter tires, and a new wheel all together, and a new style, because I've always ran black wheels. I've never ran a machined look before. So let's go ahead and throw this last wheel on, get everything torqued, get the truck on its own weight, then I'll talk about why I didn't want to run the 35s on the truck, and then we're going to go for a drive, and I'll try to feel out the difference between a 33 and a 35 on the truck. Alrighty boys, we got the wheels and tires on. Let's go ahead and talk about it a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and take a moment to appreciate this, boys. For the first time ever, Dime is on 35s. 35s and 17s on the mid-travel, mid-sized truck? Okay. But now, let's take it to a serious note. Let's go ahead and talk about why I didn't want to do this. In a nutshell, it's essentially all coming down to a snowball effect. Now, if you've gone ahead and modified a vehicle, you are familiar with this snowball effect. The snowball effect is, I'm just going to do this one thing and be done with it. Then you do the one thing, and then that leads to another thing that needs to get done, and then that thing leads to another thing that gets done, and it just snowballs into a bunch more than you had initially planned. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, I've been trying to finish the version 2 of this rebuild for about a year now, and that is due to the snowball effect. So I didn't want to switch to 35s because that was going to start a whole new snowball effect when I haven't even finished the one that I started a year ago. So let's go ahead and talk about what that snowball effect is going to be with 35s. Now, when 35s go on this truck, I want to do it right. And by that I mean a few things. First and foremost, it's going to need glass. I've been pushing off glass for so long. I've been needing glass ever since I got the shock relocation kit that makes me run spacers so I can clear this shock body. And running the spacers, I'm now barely clipping the inside of this. So I've been thinking, okay, what if I get a 2-inch McNeil glass kit on all 4 corners? That's more than enough. But again, that's another snowball effect in itself. So I decided I'm just going to keep running the stock bedsides, the stock fenders, and just do some trimming to clear it. So with 35s, I'm definitely going to need to go ahead and do glass. Not for the width aspect, although that is looking to be a problem, but also the diameter aspect. You can see right here, this lines up pretty damn close there. So when I go ahead and start compressing, I am definitely going to be clipping this. I mean, hell, even backing out of the driveway, if I back out and turn ever so slightly, I'm already snagging right here. Oh, dude, see? Snowball effect. So yes, that is one snowball effect of going up to a 35 versus the 33s I'm running. With the 33s I'm running, I am trimmed perfectly to not rub anywhere on full compression, on full lock while compressing. I don't rub. So I love that aspect. Going up to the 35s, I'm going to be rubbing a shit ton unless I do glass and clear out a bunch of stuff. Cab mount chop. That's another thing. I would have to go ahead and do a cab mount chop to clear these if I'm turning at full lock. Now, if I get glass, I'm going to have to paint the glass. That's more money. If I get glass, I can't run. I guess I could have looked stupid, but like I said, I want to do it right. If I get glass, then I want to do a fabbed front and rear bumper and dovetail the rear. So, snowball effect. Another thing is, going up to 35s, I'm not sure if it's needed. You can run it without it, so it's not needed, but again, doing it right, I would want to re-gear the truck at that point, because now I'm running 35s on a mid-sized truck, so a re-gear is definitely in order, which, again, more money. Now, let's say I wanted to just step up in tire size and buy 35s and run them with the old wheels. Well, now I'm mix and matching a 16-inch wheel with a 35-inch tire, and that configuration might get a little wonky. It might be too much tire at that point. And again, running a 16 wheel, it's hard to find a wide tire spec for that wheel, so I would have to just move up to a 17-inch wheel. That in itself, more money. So that all right there, you could see the snowball effect of why I've been saying no, I don't want to move up to 35s, because now you have glass, paint the glass, get front bumper, get rear bumper, re-gear, new wheels, all this stuff. So that's kind of why I wanted to keep the 33s, and also again, just the clearance of it. You know, if I didn't get the glass, I would just be beating the shit out of my truck. Cab mount chop, jeez. So that's why I have been saying no to the 35s for so long, with everybody telling me, dude, just go up to 35s. Even me wanting to go up 35s just for off-road performance, a wider tire, a larger diameter tire to eat stuff. But here we are. Dime's truck, the Silver Bullet, is on 35s and 17s now. And I honestly can't tell if I like the look or not. I thought I would just like instantly fall in love with it and just completely be creaming my jeans over 35s on the truck, but looking at it right now, it's not that it's ugly, it's not that I don't like it, it's more so that it's just not that much better than the setup I have. You know, I'm not going crazy over it. I think if I did have that 2-inch glass, it would look so much better, like it would fit the fitment of it. But like these wheels and tires just look too big for the stock body and the mid-travel the way it is right now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I like that, if we're being honest, guys. And the machine wheels on a silver body, I don't know how I feel about that either. This is where I'm going to need you guys to hop down in the comments and let me know. Do you like the look of these 35s, and do you like the look of machine wheels on a silver body? Because I don't think I'm liking it. Alrighty, guys. It's time for Dime to come clean. It's time for Dime to be honest. I may have been lying to you this entire video. These wheels and tires are not mine. Now let me explain. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Let me explain to you guys why I did what I did. I had to lie to you. I had to, guys. I'm sorry. But let me explain myself. So I actually picked these wheels and tires up for a buddy of mine that lives out in Vegas. You guys know him, you have seen him on the channel before. I did a walk around on his 3rd gen long travel Tacoma with the crazy suspension colors. It was like a purple blue. He used to go by 702 Tacoma. I will throw his walk around video in the card up here and at the end of the video, so you guys can go check out his long travel 3rd gen. Now in the past few months, he went ahead and he bought himself a long travel Silverado, and he was selling the Tacoma. I don't know if he sold it yet or not, but he's getting rid of it. So he's got a Silverado now. Given that he's in Vegas and I'm out here, we will pick up parts for each other in each other's states. So if I see stuff out in Vegas I want to buy, he'll buy it for me, and next time he comes down, we'll trade. And he just happened to find these wheels and tires right down the street from my house, so I went and picked them up for him yesterday. Now he said I'm not going to be down for a couple weeks to pick them up, so I said, hey, is it cool if I throw them on my truck, get a feel for what 35s and 17s would be like on my truck, and also make a video out of it? He said, sure, go ahead. So that's kind of where today's video came from. I truly did want to know what 35s on 17s would look like on my truck, and I also wanted to know what machined would look like on my truck, because I'm getting kind of tired of the black wheels. So I truly do need you guys in the comments to let me know how this all looks. But But yeah, these are not my wheels and tires. I am throwing them on. I am going to drive on them for a couple of days to see if I like it, see how it feels, see if it's something that I really do want to do in the future, or if I just want to stick with the setup I have now. I also forgot to mention he changed his Instagram to 53Leo. I will put it up here as well so you guys can go ahead and check out his Instagram and see these wheels go on his new truck. So yeah, sorry I had to lie to you guys like that. Sorry I strung you along, blue-balled you a little bit there, didn't I? But I know a lot of you have been asking me and saying I should do this, so I thought I'd go ahead and make a video kind of seeing what it would look like, and I also wanted to find out for myself. So with that being said, this video is not quite over yet. So I'm gonna go hop in it right now. I'm gonna take you guys with me. Let's go drive around. Let's see if we can feel any difference in it. See if it's something that I enjoy or if the gearing's a problem, if the rubbing's too aggressive. And let's go see what 35s are like. All right, so initial impressions. I'm not rubbing so far driving forward. I'm only really rubbing in reverse while turning, which is to be expected. But what I'm mostly surprised about is how the final drive feels with like the gearing and the diff and everything. I thought it was gonna be really sluggish and heavy, but it feels no different than my 33s, if not maybe a little better than my 33s. Like it feels like it's moving a little bit easier. I don't know what the weight difference is between the two setups. I guess that's something I'll have to weigh when I take these back off and throw the other ones back on, is go ahead and pull a scale out and see if there's a weight difference, which I would imagine there would be. I would imagine these are heavier. But what's weird is they do feel heavier in certain ways, but not when it comes to the final drive and how the gearing feels. They feel heavier in the sense that I can definitely feel all four are planted on the ground. Like when I'm taking corners and stuff, they don't feel light. It feels like they're still like weighed down to the floor and they're still like just heavy enough to sit on the floor, versus where I feel like my 33s will kind of move and come up a bit, you know? Which ultimately I think would be a lot better in the off-road conditions. Like if you're going through whoops, your tires are kind of staying planted to the ground. Through any terrain really, your tires are staying planted to the ground. You get a bigger track width, you get more grip, more power to the ground. So I like that aspect of it. And I like that it doesn't really feel more heavy or sluggish than the 33s did. But now let's get to the real test. Let's see if it rubs at full lock. Full U-turn, baby. Are we rubbing? Damn, dude, no rub. Look at that. Ooh. So these things are clearing perfectly fine in drive. Reverse is where we're having the problems, and compression is probably where we would definitely have problems. But just day-to-day driving conditions, these are clearing perfectly fine driving wise. Okay, let's go ahead and hit that U-turn one more time. Really go for full lock here. All right, so I went full lock and it didn't rub at all. So yeah, these things are fine forward. Dude, the overall performance enhancements of the 35s over the 33s, I'm digging. Like it just feels so much better on the gearing somehow with these heavier tires. All right, we're back now. I want you guys to hear the rubbing in reverse while going into the driveway. And that's why that fender's coming off in the bottom like I showed you. If I go that way, it's rubbing. Ooh, if I go that way, ooh, definitely rubbing. Yeah, the mud terrain pattern's getting a little aggressive with the fenders here. Oh, dude, it's cracking the little mount. Alrighty guys, well that is the video on installing 35s on the Tacoma. Before I let you guys go, I just want to talk about some future plans a little bit. So like I said, I'm trying to finish up the version 2 build, which includes putting king bumps in the rear, putting the hammer hangers from Archive Garage in the rear, and doing limit straps in all 4 corners. And then once that's done, I think the version 2 is complete. The truck should be sitting exactly how I want it for the time being. Now, as far as future plans once that snowball effect is done, would possibly be going to 35s. And everything that comes with it, like I said, the front bumper, rear bumper, glass all around and stuff, and re-gearing, I think that would be sort of like a version 2.5 or a version 3 of the truck. I don't think it'd be coming anytime soon, because once I finish this version 2 that I've been working on for a year, I really do want to start saving up and get a dedicated desert project / race vehicle and try to start getting into some off-road racing. So I don't know if that 35 project will come anytime soon, but guys, I encourage you to subscribe and stay tuned, because Whether that comes or not, there's a lot of great content coming to the channel. Like I said, we're finishing up the version 2, and then I'll do a full walk around video on the completely updated truck. And there's so much to come, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around. I'm sorry I had to lie to you, but go ahead and check out Leo's page, and shout out to Leo for letting me throw these on and test it out and make this video for you guys. Go ahead and follow him and thank him for letting me make this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm